My name is Zero Cool Gamer, and I am here with from the man across the pond that basically my entire alliance just wants to punch in the throat for some reason. I don't know why. How's it going, GPZ? How is it? How's it?
Well,
What'd you think
dodging
of the tournament?
punches.
You dodging punches.
Uh, the tournament looked really good fun. It seemed like that new team can be a problem. Sounds fun though, because I'm liking what they've done with the team mechanics in terms of you can plug and play. But like we was talking about, it's nice to see that the two rework characters could potentially have good use. They're not the easy sub out this character for another
Mm.
character type option either. So who knows?
Well,
We'll see how it plays out.
we don't have a cursed yet. We did get to play with them on a test server, but now we're just looking over defense and seeing what you're going to switch up. Um, JPT is unfortunately going to be one of those guys I banned from my stream because he's going to get Professor X sooner than I am. So I don't know if we want him pushing around toting that for a while because he's probably going to let that go to his head. But I congratulate him when he gets them. So go right ahead, enjoy it. That's gonna help out your defense a little bit, make people think a little bit twice about going after you.
Hopefully, I've reached a window to take advantage of him for a while. So we'll
Hmm.
see. I can't wait though, because I'm sick of fighting him myself.
All right, room one, combat support. I've been seeing a lot of interesting comps out there. It's basically Phoenix Force, Sus, and either Guardian and big chin Thanos, or another, or some other thing, and some other comp for it. And you can go ahead and just try to go after it with Immortals really fast, and hopefully it takes it. But it kind of does. It's a little iffy. Starjammers usually runs through it, but depending on who's here, I believe you could take Liberty, right? To take this out.
Well, the yes, because how Liberty are a very defensive team, and if they're going to go second, they can get hit by a bunch of stuff from the other team. Vulnerable stack up, and their damage increases. So it's I've seen it used a few times, and yeah, they can hit like trucks if your ISO set up correctly, as well as the opposing team maybe set up incorrectly. Should you say?
Yeah, the only thing I only get scared of is when I start seeing Thanos get a whole bunch more, you know, just getting everything applied to him, and you're looking at it, and you're going, those vulnerables are reaching like 8 or 9 or 10. So if his rain of fire goes off, you're gone. That's it. So
Yeah,
I'm a little whiffy with
protect
him,
from
but trying
someone.
to figure him out would be okay.
Yeah, if you can control him, he's fine. But if you can't, or you accidentally do a bit too much damage, then you're dead.
Yeah, you're pretty much dead. That's it. Gonna get killed. All right, room two. This is the offense up room that gives you assists now. Everybody's trying to throw something in there where you get offense up, so that way everybody can assist and it can throw people off really fast because you're expecting to do one thing when the character finally takes a turn or the enemy, boom, they hit you, but then everybody else is hitting you. And Guardian seems to work well in here. Any teams that put offense up would be great. So you could try with Sinister Six. I mean, Superior Six if you want with Slayer, but or even Shocker, because I know JPT already got him to like G19 already. So,
Hey,
but
Shocker had his day for a bit.
we got Emma and CB in here to stop speed bar and speed. So that means you got to bring in another team with it that could actually take care of them. And you could run over this, but I mean Odin there, if he just gets to his special, it's pretty much game over. Any recommendations for this one?
I think with this room, it is basically a case of you want speed, so fast characters, and it's kind of trying to find out a good combination of that can work as well as those just not relying on the speed bar. Because there's so many teams out there now that can manipulate speed either through the full team or using Emma or the old Emma, or you got like the like Oath's passive and Kang's passive, like ways to change stuff. So yeah, it's speed and taking advantage of the rule, but what's best, I think it's still a case of trying to figure it out at the moment.
Yeah, that offense. I do like the room. It's just you got to find way to get those characters with offense. Go take a turn. Those offense up gets applied, and then you got assist now, and you're like, yes, now 2 or 3 of these guys are gonna help out against my little Nobu that's trying to hurt somebody. But whatever. Room 3, special abilities cost less, and then you can reduce the ultimates. And a crit. This is basically the Kahori room. She's gonna go first anyway. But if you can keep everything else away from her, possibly even, put... Basically, you want her to go, or either Gore or Miss Marvel to just taunt. Just taunt ridiculously. And Shadow King's there just to have fun. So, they do anybody does their ult. Shadow King's going to take a turn, and he hits like a truck. So, I'd be really scared of him. Any questions? Concerns?
It's it's one of those teams that you kind of put it in there to make people use certain characters, because the right team against this can beat it easily, but when you haven't got the right team, then of course Kahori can be but Black Knight being Black Knight, Kahori being the issue with her speed, and then if you can get Shadow King popping off with his passive as well as even when he takes his turn, it could be dangerous. So yeah, I think it's a team that you kind of want to use in here, but it is easily countered if people have their rosters set out a certain way,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, but this room can be scary with Kahori, and if you don't take care of her, and she goes ahead and knocks you out, and you're like, what happened? Well, you got your ass beat. So, 4.
Special problems.
Yep.
Does a lot.
Somebody's got some special problems. All right, so reduces the max health of the target and increases max health and damage by 50%. I kind of like this room. It's just you want whoever's going first, if you can go first, to go ahead and just eliminate a bunch of their health, because it just keeps decreasing. So I was thinking, JBT was thinking Noir and some Spider Society there, because we know they're fast in Crucible. And Noir's just fast everywhere, but this could be fun.
Yeah, I think it's something a little bit different. Noir, I was saying to you that I'm tempted to bring G20 once I've got Professor X, because of how his kit works, and he could be a problem. Like he's got a taunt stripper, as well as he's got an AoE and bleed damage, and he speeds himself up if the other team have a ton of buffs. So he can be a real issue, and then combining with something like Superior 6, because of Spider-Verse, he gives additional damage to them, and of course they are fast anyway, and you want a fast team in this room as well, because once you start hitting, you could do a hell of a lot of damage. So I thought it's something like, at the moment Superior 6 isn't really massively used, so it could be something to throw someone off, but we'll see. So all I know is that this is any team that you decide to put in here that maybe a Mephisto is going to be used for, don't do it, because Mephisto he's like on steroids in this room. His damage does a ton.
Yeah,
a ton of damage.
He reduces all that health, and you're just like, tip over. You know you're dead, just tip over.
We saw it in the tournament. You completely nuked Odin with a couple of turns with Mephisto.
And once Odin starts going, you got to be it's over. So stopping him is the focal point, which is great. Room 5, it's basically the Thunderbolt room. So if you want to put your Thunderbolts in here, you can. I have a tiny little comic book version of Hyperion there, who was probably in The Incredibles or some Disney movie, because he doesn't look he just looks too cartoonish for me. He really does.
Yeah, he's got an interesting model.
Yeah, his character model is a little interesting, but this is the Thunderbolt room. You'll get some focus. You'll get some. I mean, the room really doesn't offer much besides having the Thunderbolts in there and doing something. But Vigilantes did take them out, but not the 5-piece. So the 4-piece maybe, but the 5-piece, nah, we ain't.
So 5-piece, no, because I used them last week and Hyperion just wrecks. He can kill 2, sometimes 3 people before you've even taken a turn.
Yeah.
So,
oof. Yeah, 4-piece, you got a really good shot. There is an older team that could do that. You can go find that out by watching other videos and stuff, but it has happened with the 4-piece. But once Hyperion gets in there and people actually build them and push them up, he's a scary person because you do not want him to take a turn. But you don't want Songbird to take a turn. You don't want Victoria to take a turn. Stop freaking Taskmaster because Taskmaster is gonna blow us up and blind us, and then Ghost is just gonna blow up and do her ult and destroy most of us. So, yeah, we don't want them to take a turn. So 4-piece yes, 5-piece no. Dorky's broken headset. Jesus. Night Stalkers have been in here with like Pav or Scientist Supreme, and they always seem to get bum rush really fast. I'm not gonna try that. I'll go straight with speed on this one, and the speediest person here is what's her face, Photon. So, I mean the 4-piece there will hold a little bit because they're fun, but since she's a little bit faster than the rest of them, it might throw them off, which is great. She's faster than Vigilantes, so she might go in there and do some damage, but I don't think it's going to be a lot. I don't think it'll be enough. I think this team is kind of, you just put them in there as there, use them, but I'm not a fan of them. Really not. Not for Crucible anyway. How about you?
I think this this room is another one again. Still trying to figure out how it works because as the couple weeks have gone by now, like I've seen quite a variety of stuff, and after seeing them, it just you think, oh, actually, yeah, why didn't I think of that? Like that makes total sense to use that team, because it's definitely how the room works, and I'm not too sure if it's still broken or not, because I know the trauma thing wasn't working correctly. But how it works and how it functions, Dorky Dad has definitely made an interesting room rule. So there are some teams I think out there that you probably haven't tried yet. That if they're fast and they do some AOE, then you can remove buffs pretty damn easily, and you could basically disrupt turn orders of things. So yeah.
It's a turn-based game. That's what we're looking for here. We want to have fun with it, and I don't know about them, but I definitely want to have fun. I want to have fun with this game for the most part.
Want to have fun.
Yeah,
and hopefully they can start implementing some new stuff to CC, and we've got the new game mode Danger Room. If they can listen to our feedback and understand what we're saying, what we want, and how it's performing, then they got the chance to make it fun. So it is fun at the moment, but for me, it got a little bit not boring, but I was getting a bit bored of using the same teams. So I want a bit more variety.
Yeah, I'm looking for the variety, but it is what it is. I mean, we're stuck with what we got now for a little while. It's not the greatest of rooms, but we have these 6 rooms. We're trying to kick them and pray for more. 8 rooms seems like a good 8 or 9. 8 or 9, one of those, because they seem to be going by multiples of 3. So let's see, push it to 9, and just even if they have crap rooms on there, there's 9 where now you won't feel like I worked on all these characters, but I could only use so many. I'd rather be able to use a ton of them and be like, you know what? Now I'm underpowered. I need to build up these characters, and I'm going to find the resources to do it. And you might get some people to spend, but that's just me. I would probably, if I got annoyed, I'd probably want to spend so that way I could bring these characters up. But I think what we saw in the tournament and what we saw last week, people got to make some choices there, switch up some stuff to see what didn't work, what did work. A lot of the teams we got here do work. It's pretty much RNG for a lot of them, and I definitely don't want to get Professor X or something like that on defense or on offense where I got to sit there and go, oh crap, man, now I got to figure out how to take out Professor X. Unless they put him in room 2. They put him in room 2, they got a problem. But any other room, Professor X seems to be going in like room 4 or room 6, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm about to die. I'm really about to die. And then this guy over here is gonna get freaking Professor X in like what, 10 minutes or something?
Hopefully, no, it won't be. It won't be that. I wish. Hopefully a week. A little over a week, I'd say.
Yeah, I still got a couple weeks. There's too many. There's too much stuff that I need to get for it, and it's not coming along great. So, any other thoughts for the season for this week?
I would honestly say just still use it as trial and error. Try different teams. Try and be a bit inventive with stuff. Yeah, like the room rolls aren't too bad. I think it's better than last season. But yeah, it's just I don't know what more you can say really. That we've just got too much power. We need.
Yeah, it's got too much power.
Like we say, we need. The plug-in every time. We need more rooms.
We're pushing for it. We're trying. We're hoping, and then boom, you get more rooms, and everybody's semi happy. Semi happy, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try to push for more rooms and have everybody ready to go for it. But the normal stuff: like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. You can check us out on Twitch, where we have a community Crucible on Saturday again. So anybody who wants to wait for their first round, they're more than happy to jump on in. We'll give some help with it so we can push you guys up. Want to thank JBT for taking time out of his day from figuring out how quickly he's going to get to Professor X and more gray hair that he's going to get because he can't eat everything he wants because he spent all of his money on Professor X. So
luckily,
that's his
found
problem.
Ways to min-max my food expenditure.
Yeah, I seen that. I see that. But thank you. We'll be back again. Just let us know if there's any questions, concerns, or whatever. Just let us know in the comments, and we will go from there, and we'll see what happens. But I'm Zero Cool Gamer. Thanks, JPT, for jumping on, and I'm rolling out.
Laters.